There are 3 short game shots that have saved my score lately. One of them I was so lucky to learn from Dan Grieve in person, and it might be my favourite of the 3. The other 2 I've been learning either from Dan's content or Dan's book. And so I wanted to share with you the checklists that I've taken away from Dan's work and that I turn to on the course when I might find myself with one of these 3 tricky shots. The first is the bare lie shot, and more specifically, the bare lie putt chip, as I believe Dan calls it, because we're close to the green here. We're going to imagine this is a par 4. We found ourselves here, so we're pin high, but we're thinking, oh no, we've got a bare, muddy lie, and there's a lot of risk with this shot, because previously my mistake would have been a thin. So I'd find myself here with maybe what feels like a very doable up and down, but then off she goes through the back, off the other side, in the rough, and we're scrambling once more. But since following this checklist, it's really helped me stand over this shot with confidence. So this is my checklist for this shot. It's one where we want to get the toe down. So I'm coming in with a skinny stance. I've got the toe down, and because of that, I've got to get close. So I'm coming in, I'm still quite relaxed in the grip, but a little bit firmer than I would be if I was really trying to release this. And then my focus is weight left, and then just rocking the shoulders, rocking through the shot. Because again, the fear here, I think, is we want to look for it. We want to see how this shot is going to come out, how it's going to go. So we back up and out of it, and that again can sort of throw the club down and cause a thin. And in particular, I've got to be careful with my handsy tendencies here, because I really want to make sure the hands are out of this shot. It's just a rock of the shoulders. So let's see what we can do. This is another short game shot that I found myself with lately, especially like this. When a par 3, maybe I'm a little bit leaky, find myself here. I want to feel confident that I can give myself a chance of saving par, or at worst, stick to the mantra of when in trouble, don't make double. So this, we've got the downhill chip shot. And this one can be particularly scary because on the other side of this green, if we go too long, if we miss-hit it, if we give it a little bit too much welly, we're off the other side and we're in some more trouble, which really is going to require a lot of short game skill to get up and down from there. So my checklist here, when I find myself with this shot, which luckily I've been able to get up and down a couple of times recently, which is quite a relief, because then if you do miss the green, you're not thinking, oh no. Instead, I have that confidence of the past memory of being able to do this. So my checklist, coming in and remembering from Dan's book when he talks about these downhill slopes, is my first thought is to match the slope. So I'm going really wide stance and weight left, because I want to match my body, particularly my shoulders, to the slope. I've got my 54-degree wedge, because I know by matching the slope, I'm de-lofting that to something that's going to have a little bit more run on it than it normally would. And we want some run here, but not too much. So I've gone for the 54, and my focus here is just going to land it in that fringe to kill most of the run, and then hopefully it will roll up nicely to the pin or somewhere near it. My swing thought is, now that I've matched the slope, follow the slope with the club. I don't want to come up and out of it and send it thinning on through. I want to stay down and follow that slope. Ooh. See, I didn't even hit my spot there, but I'm very happy with that. I think by following a checklist, particularly for setup, this is what I took away from the session with Dan. When you've got your setup right, there's not much else that can go wrong. I remember him saying that setup is almost 90% of what you want to get done, because once you've got that foundation, even if there's a bit of a miss hit in there, I've got some leeway because I've got the setup right. This is another short game shot that has been saving me lately. When you're in the rough, but you are this close to the green, so you want some control coming out of the rough here, and we've got quite a bit behind the ball there, so I can't get to the back of the ball. And previously I would have just played this to get on the green, hope for a 2-putt and move on. But as I'm progressing in my game, I want to challenge myself to get it a little bit closer. And luckily, I've got up and down a few times from this spot when I've been playing in competitions lately. So this is my checklist for playing this shot, which I was very lucky to learn from Dan Grieve. I've got my 54-degree and I'm opening the face slightly. I've got a wide stance, so completely different to how I'd approached it, of going for a skinny stance, because I'm thinking, well, we only want a short shot, so I've got a skinny stance. But no, we want a wide base, really sort of setting that foundation, weight left, And then I'm coming in, so with the weight left, my chest is now ahead of the ball, but also I want to add a bit of shaft lean. So I've got the open face with a bit of shaft lean, and my swing thoughts are hinge and then hip. So I want to feel like I really finish the shot, staying in that stable base. So let's see what we can do, and if we can get ourselves not only on the green, but hopefully close. Oh, I'll take that. I just find that if I can commit to a shot like that, I'm going to get myself closer and give myself a chance of getting closer than if I'd played it the really safe way, which would have been the way that I played it before, of just trying to get it on the green somewhere and hope for a two-putt and move on. But at least there, we've maybe got a chance of getting up and down and saving our score.